Normal breathe. Long inhale, long exhale. Deep inhale, long exhale. Inhale for Om. शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः गुरुवे नमः। ओम योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शांति। हरि ओम। Let's begin with our Sukshma Vayam practice. All of you, switch on your video first. Please switch on your video and come to the standing position. Let's start practicing with Kriva Shakti Vikas. Quickly, Kriva Shakti Vikas. Now bend to the right, while exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, center. Again exhale, left. Inhale, center. Now exhale, head down, and we have to rotate it. First right to left, then left to right. Half inhale, half exhale. Stop. Stop at this. Now we shall perform Bhujavalli Shakti Vikasak with both hands. Stand straight. Bhujavalli Shakti Vikasak. We shall perform 20 rounds. Inhale up, exhale down. Stop. Next we shall perform Purna Bhujavalli Shakti Vikasa. So hand straight, inhale and start rotating your arms from bottom to up. You have to hold the breath and as per your capacity you have to rotate. Maybe 10, 15, 20, however you can rotate. But in one hold the breath only you have to do this. Now in reverse. Next we shall perform Vakshasthala Shakti Vikasa. Stand straight, legs together. Inhale and bend to the backward. Bend from upper back. One more time. Second Kriya. Expand the chest. It's an exercise for chest. Lung capacity will increase with this. Next we shall perform Kati Shakti Vikasa Kriya. So let's start. You have to form the fist of your hand. Right hand, form the fist, keep it behind, hold it by left hand. Legs together. Inhale and go back while exhaling. Bend down. Second Kriya, now distance between 2 feet, hands on wrist. Again, inhale, bend back, while exhaling, bend forward. Stop. Next, we have to perform the exhalation with jerk. Now, legs together, inhale and bend backward. Now, jerk and exhale. Stop it. Stop it. Next, we shall perform straight arm, parallel to the ground, side to your body. Now we have to bend laterally to the right. Exhale and bend to the right. Don't bend forward or backward. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. One more time. Exhale, center. Inhale, exhale to the left. Inhale, come to the center. Hands down. Next, we have to perform the Kadi Chakrasana. We shall twist our. We have to twist from waist. Right? Twist the body from waist. Hands in front. Exhale. Bend to the right. Try to look at your right hand. Inhale, center. Exhale, left, center. Right, center. Left, center. Right, center. Left, center. Stop. Now let's perform Rupagati for 1 minute. Shall perform Rupagati for 1 minute. Injan Dawad for 1 minute. So take your position. Remember, hand, elbow should not go beyond the body. This is not allowed. So hand movement is like this. Correct? And leg movement will be try to touch your buttock. That is required. Correct? Again, knee should not come ahead. This is not allowed. Up to here only. So try to observe the correct postures. Take position and start. Continue, continue. Don't stop. Continue. Continue for 30 seconds more. Very good. 20 seconds left out. Continue, continue. Don't stop. Stop now. Stop now and relax. Take long breath. Now be ready for sun salutation. So you have to perform now Surya Namaskar, sun salutation. Come to this side. Pray sun. Aditasya namaskaram. Ye kurvanti dine dine. Ayu pragya balam viryam. Tejastu teshan jayate. Om Mitraya Namaha. See that in Ashwasanchalan, your hips should be down. This is very important. Then only you will get chest and open your chest maximum. Look at the front. Look at the top. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. ओम भानवे नमः। ओम खगाय नमः। हस्तोत्तानासन, पादहस्तासन, अश्व संचालन, पर्वतासन, अष्टांगासन, भुजंगासन, follow your rhythm, follow your speed, no problem, follow your speed. ओम पुष्णे नमः। हस्तोत्तानासन, पादहस्तासन, अश्व संचालन, पर्वतासन, अष्टांगासन, भुजंग, पर्वतासन, अश्व संचालन, पादहस्तासन, हस्तोत्तानासन, प्रमाणासन। ओम हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। हस्तोत्तानासन, पादहस्तासन, अश्व संचालन, पर्वतासन, अष्टांगासन, भुजंगासन, पर्वतासन, अश्व संचालन, पादहस्तासन, हस्तोत्तानासन। ओम मरीचे नमः। हस्तोत्तानासन, पादहस्तासन, अश्व संचालन, पर्वतासन, अष्टांगासन, भुजंगासन, पर्वतासन, अश्व संचालन, पादहस्तासन, हस्तोत्तानासन, प्रमाणासन। ओम आदित्याय नमः। हस्तोत्तानासन, पादहस्तासन, अश्व संचालन, पर्वतासन, अष्टांगासन, भुजंगासन, पर्वतासन, अश्व संचालन, पादहस्तासन, प्रमाणासन, हस्तोत्तानासन, प्रमाणासन। Relax. Namaskar. Relax. Take long breath. So today we have performed 8 namaskars. We have to practice for 12 Surya Namaskar. Now hardly we have 5 days to increase stamina and see that we'll salute sun for 12 with 12 Surya Namaskar. Now quickly lie down on Shavasana. Shavasana is must after Surya Namaskar. So relax your body and mind. Lie down on Shavasana. Lie down on back. Distance between feet, distance between leg, hands away from body, 6 inch away, palm facing to top, head straight. Close your eyes and relax fully. Deep breathe, long exhalation. Perform deep breathing. Deep breathe, long exhalation. Uttanam, Shavadbhumu, Shanam, Tachavasanam, Shavasanam, Shrantiharam, Chitta Vishrantikara. When your mind will be stable, you can do many things more efficiently. So try to always be at equilibrium position. You have to rest your mind fully. With closed eyes, try to visualize each part of your body. See that your body is being relaxed. Now be ready to release Shavasana. Legs together. Hands near body. Hands. Lift hands. Keep them behind head and inhale and stretch your hands upward and legs downward. Stretch them. Stretch, stretch, stretch and relax. One more time. Inhale and stretch, 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 stretch and relax. Now bend to the left and come in sitting position. Sit down comfortably. Today we'll try to understand Patanjali's Ashtayoga. Maharishi Patanjali has wrote many things on yoga and he wrote Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which is very famous and very important in yoga. Patanjali ji never instructs that what you should do or what you should not. He has just compiled those Yoga Sutras and he recommends that you follow this, you will be benefited. So basically, he has developed Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga means there are 8 limbs. So we have to know at least name of those 8 limbs. Those 8 limbs are Yama, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. Now, detailed studies required to understand all these things. Yama means how we should behave in society. So long back, around 2500 years back, Patanjali ji has mentioned this, how we should behave in society. It's very important. There are 5 yamas: Ahimsa, Satya, Asatya, Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, and Aparigraha. These are 5 yamas. So we have to understand those 5 yamas more in detail, and we have to try to always speak truth. We have to always not harm anyone. We should not harm anyone, either verbally or through action or even through feelings. We should not feel bad about anyone. That is also wrong. So that is also type of himsa. We should not do that type of himsa also. So Ahimsa we have to follow. We have to follow Satya always. We have to follow Asteya. Means we should not steal anything of others. Even we should not steal others' idea and claim that it is my idea. That is also wrong. So nowadays there are many instances happening for students doing the particular research work or project work. They are just getting others' idea and saying that it's my work, it's my idea. That is wrong. It's, you have to follow Asteya. You have to practice it right from your every day of the life. Then brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means it's not that you should not marry or you should not have son or daughter. No, you have to limit sex for getting child. That's it. But otherwise, you have to follow certain principles in your life and you have to control your sexual feeling. So that is the brahmacharya. Then aparigraha. Aparigraha means you will not go on purchasing more clothes, purchasing unnecessary things. If you have one car, then let's have another car, like that. That is aparigraha. मुझे ये भी चाहिए, मुझे वो भी चाहिए, मुझे और चाहिए. That is aparigraha. So you should not go for that. So whatever is essential required for your life, you have to just be happy with that. That is so. Then there are niyam. Niyam is observations. These observations for yourself, what you should follow in everyday life. That is niyam. Those are shaucha, santosha, then tapa, swadhyaya, and ishvara pranidhana. So what are those? Shaucha. We have to clean our body. We always clean our body from outside by taking bath. Some people they don't do this also, but no, that's very bad. We have to take bath every day. In fact, as per Rutus, twice a day, if possible. So we have to clean our body from outside as well as we have to clean our body from inside. And this is what Patanjali has explained how medically we can clean our body. Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Manam Sharirasya Cha Vaidakena. How we can remove mal from our body. How we can remove impurities from our body. So that we have to learn, and for that there is a Shat Karma. So I'll speak about Shat Karma later on, some other time, because otherwise we shall just go on learning theoretically. That should not happen. So that is about Shaucha. We have to clean from inner side. All of you know that there are now psychosomatical diseases which gives birth to diabetes, blood pressure, and so on. If we control our nervous system, then our internal organs will function properly. Now we have autonomous nervous system. We can't control our heartbeats. We can't control our pancreas functions, liver functions, and so on. So there are some glands in our body, and they controls the functioning of all these organs, and it's happening automatically. But we have something like a breath. So through our respiration system, through our behavior of respiration system, how we breathe, we can stimulate these glands, and then glands will get function work done properly from that. So in between gland, we can't control our gland, but through pranayam, we can instruct gland to function properly. And for that, pranayam practice is important. Pranayam, that is prana is what breath, vital energy of our life. That we have to control. So we can control pranayam by inhalation, that is purak, then rechak, that is exhalation, and then holding the breath, that is kumbhak. So we can perform kumbhak in two ways. Either you exhale fully, that is called as bahya kumbhak, or you just hold the breath, that is called as internal anta kumbhak. So we have to understand this practice very properly. Satwaramji in Hatha Yoga Pradipika says that all type of diseases can be cured by pranayam if you do it correctly. Otherwise, you will get more diseases if you don't perform pranayam properly. Dudhari Shastra hai. So we have to perform pranayam very properly. Up till now, I have not taught you any pranayam. We are not practicing any pranayam. We are just doing Shuddhi Kriyas like Kapalbhati, and we are preparing for pranayam using alternate constant. So today we'll try to learn one pranayam technique, that is Brahmari. We have practiced Brahmari. Today we shall practice Shitali also later on at the end. Now in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there are four chapters. The first chapter is Samadhi path, then Sadhan path, then Vibhuti path, and then Kaivalya path. In those paths, there are total all 195 sutras are there. In first Samadhi path, there are 51 sutras. Then second Sadhan path, 55. Then Vibhuti path, 55 sutras. And then in last Kaivalya path, there are 34 sutras. Among all these 195 sutras, there are only three sutras are on asana. Those are Sthira Sukham Asana. When you are in any posture, you should be stable, you should feel pleasure, sukh. That is Sthira Sukham Asana. So what is asana? Asana is you are in any posture where you are feeling very comfortable. That is Sthira Sukham Asana. How you will go in that particular position? Prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapatti Bhyas. You have to go on reducing your efforts for going into that particular posture. You should go on reducing the efforts. Prayatna Shaithilya. प्रयत्न पूर्वक आपको उस पर्टिकुलर आसन में जाना है, बट दिस प्रयत्न शुड गो ऑन रिड्यूसिंग. और एक बार आप उस आसन पोस्चर में गए तो यू हैव टू फॉर्म सम मेडिटेशन. अनंत समापत्ति में आपको मेडिटेशन स्टार्ट करना है. ट्राई टू बिलीव पूरे वर्ल्ड में हमें बिलीव होना है. और थर्ड सूत्र इज देयर, ततो दन्वा अभिनिघातम. आपके मन में जो ड्युअलिटी रहती है कि मैं ये करूं वो करूं, मैं योगा प्रैक्टिस करूं कि नहीं करूं, इसका मुझे क्या लाभ होगा, ऑल टाइप ऑफ द्वंद्वस will disappear when you perform asanas more in posture. In fact, Patanjali says that forget about everything, you just practice on Om Pranav chanting. If you just master on Pranav, if you just go on pronouncing Pranav more and more, your all values will be cured. Now, if you want to practice Om, say when you want to chant Om for 100 times, you should be in the proper posture. You have to sit in Padmasana for say 10-15 minutes. We can't sit in Padmasana for even 1 minute. So we have to make practice of that. How you can sit in Padmasana, we have not yet practiced, correct? And how we can sit for more and more time. For that we require Yogasana practice and all that. Once our body becomes proper, becomes flexible, then we can sit in any posture for longer time, and then we can do Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So that is what the path of yogas or yoga sadhanas which you have to follow. Okay, so that's enough about theory for today, but this is endless, it goes on. So today I just briefly introduced about Yam Niyam. Some other time we shall talk about Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, and then I'll briefly introduce about Hatha Yoga also. Correct? So little bit knowledge about all this thing is essential, is required. Now we shall start with our asana practice. So let's perform asana practice. We have still 20 minutes, so we can perform prawn postures. So let's all of you go in the prawn posture. आपको पेट पे सोना है, पेट के ऊपर सोना है. So we shall perform Bhujangasana. All of you learn this. So quickly go in the prawn posture. How you will go in the prawn posture? It's not that quickly you learn no. You have to go step by step. First, go in the squatting posture, then left leg back, right leg back. Good. So now you are in the prawn posture. Now keep legs together, Hands near chest, forehead on the ground. We shall perform Saralhasta Bhujangasana. Now, inhale and lift your head, then chest. See that your each vertebra is bending, it stretch, bend backward as much as you can. Keep hands straight. Elbow should be near the body, and naval portion and below should touch to the ground. So you have to bend backward. That bending is very essential for back pain, to relieve back pain. Good. Now while exhaling, slowly come down. First your chest portion, then shoulder portion, then head. Touch head, forehead to the ground. Now keep chin on the ground, hands now. One more time we shall perform this Bhujangasana. So be ready. Hands near chest, close to the chest, forehead on the ground. Inhale and lift your head. Slowly lift chest, upper chest of the body. See that navel portion is touching to the ground. Bend maximum you can. Try to look at the top. You have to expand your chest maximum. Breathe normal. Hold on your stretch for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now be ready to release asana. While exhaling, slowly come down. First your chest portion, then shoulders, then head. Now chin on ground, hands normal position. Now we shall perform Shalabhasana. We shall perform Shalabhasana with both legs together. Hands near body, palm facing to the ground. Your palm must face to the ground. Chin on the mat. Inhale and lift your legs up. Knees straight, don't bend at the knees. You can perform, you can just tighten your anus muscle, tighten your buttocks so that you can lift your legs very easily. Very good. Exhale and come down. Exhale, bring legs down. One more time. Inhale, lift leg up, hold the posture for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale and bring legs down. Now all of you come in sitting posture. Sit comfortably. Today we shall learn new asana, which is called as Dhanurasana. Dhanurasana is, in English, it is called as bow pose. Bow pose, Dhanurasana. Our body is in shape like a bow. That's why it is called as Dhanurasana. I can't perform it well. I shall try to demonstrate it as much as I can, and then after that, I'll request Mugdha to demonstrate it, Dhanurasana, or Renuka. Renuka, please switch on your video. Renuka, any problem? So if possible, even Renuka, you can demonstrate Dhanurasana. So how to perform Dhanurasana? Will be in the pawn posture. After that, we have to lift our legs first. And same time, after lifting leg, we have to fold our legs, and we'll try to catch our ankle with hands. Correct? So once we catch the ankles. Then afterwards we have to raise our thighs, and from here we have to raise our upper portion of the body. So a body will be like this, like a bow pose. It will be. So that we have to perform. I'll demonstrate it. Little bit I can demonstrate, but watch, and then we shall, all of you can watch Mugda's Asan, and afterwards Renuka's Asan. So please watch. So first in the bond posture. Now can keep some distance initially between leg, but ideally later on after practice this distance is not required. But initially you can have distance in between legs. Then fold your legs as much as you can and try to hold the ankle of the leg. So for me, holding ankle is difficult. You have to try. Now inhale and lift your thighs also on from the ground as much as you can. So lift thighs and your head as much as you can. Hold the posture and slowly exhale and bring down. So let's understand the benefits of this asana. You'll find stretch in your shoulders, arms, buttocks, and leg muscles. So all these muscles will improve, their functioning will improve. Then this helps in regulate the pancreas. So pancreas functioning will be good with this particular. So that will help in curing diabetic problem. Then it expands your thoracic region of chest. So for asthmatic patient also this is good. Your lung capacity will increase, heart functioning will increase through this. If you are having hunchback problem, ऐसे ऐसे चलते हैं हम नीचे झुक के, so you will be straight, your posture will improve with this particular Dhanurasana. It increases the appetite. Now your body is performing two asana. When you are in this Dhanurasana, you are performing Shalbasana as well as you are performing Bhujangasana together. So both benefits of Bhujangasana and Shalbasana, you will get it with one asana practice. So this asana, Dhanurasana, is combination of Bhujangasana and Shalbasana. So that's good. For female, it is good for entire reproductive organs. So if you are having any menstruation problems, then those problems will be cured with this practice. And precautions is person undergone with the abdomen surgery should not perform this asana. If you are having back pain, severe back pain, headache, migraine, then also such people should not perform this asana. In periods, pregnant women should not perform this asana. But with the regular practice of this asana, your menstrual problems will be cured. So I request Mugdha to take position and you have to demonstrate Dhanurasana properly. So all of you can ping to Mugdha. So hands near, hold on ankle, hold on ankle. Now inhale and slowly you have to lift your thighs also. Lift thighs. Very good. Hold a stretch while exhaling, come down. slowly. Release legs, hands near wrist, hands near wrist. This is Dhanurasana. One more time, Muda. Be ready? See, when you just listen, when you lift your legs and upper body, you have to balance yourself on stomach, on abdomen. You should not swing your body. Julani julani. Just try to be stable. How you can stable? If you just open the chest properly, and if you tighten your anus muscle, you can remain in the particular posture. So be ready. Bend your knees. Try to hold your ankle. Very good. Now inhale and lift your head, as well as same time you have to lift the thighs also. Stretch them. So as much as you can stretch, you have to try for that. Hold the posture. Very good. Very good. Now exhale and slowly come down. Legs straight, hands near body. Very good. Come in sitting position. Renuka, will you like to demonstrate? Renuka, ready? Yes, come. All of you just ping Renuka. Let's see how she performs. So lie down on stomach. Now bend your knees. Try to hold the ankle. Very good. Now inhale and lift your legs slowly. Lift your head slowly, as well as thighs also. Try to lift thighs also. Hold the posture. Breathe normally. Now be ready to release. Exhale and legs. Leave legs. Come down slowly. Fine. Nice. Very good. Very good. Sit normally. Now let's try, all of you. Be ready to perform Dhanurasana. So all of you be in supine position now. Sachin, Rachana, all of you go in the supine position. Be in supine position. Shall perform Dhanurasana once. So okay, those who can perform, please try. If you are having any problem, just avoid it. Try to hold your ankle. Sachin, you should not raise your neck. At least try to hold your ankle. Even that will be sufficient. Be ready. Inhale. First, you have to bend the leg. Hold the ankle with both hands. Inhale. And now lift your head and thighs at the same time. Build stretch on the different parts of the body, shoulders, chest, buttocks, thighs, muscles are stretched, getting proper stretch. Very good. Now exhale and slowly come down. Legs straight. Legs together. So this is Dhanurasana. Okay. Now if you come in sitting posture, so we can have a Shavasana. You want Shavasana? It's better to have Shavasana. So all of you go in Shavasana. Change your postures. Even while changing postures, you get the exercise. So from supine, from prone posture, how to enter supine posture. Again, there is a steps. So you have to follow those steps and then you have to go into the supine posture. Just relax yourself. Relax for some half-minute Shavasana. So we'll perform Shavasana for half-minute. Distance between legs, hands apart the body, head straight, close eyes, and just recall what asanas we have performed and how much practice will be required for improving the postures. So day by day, our postures should be improved and we should able to perform these asanas very easily. Prayatnashatilye ananta samapattiya. Very difficult to do all those things in reality, but again, practice makes perfect. So you have to go on practicing more and more. Now, be ready to release Shavasana. Legs together, hands near body, left bend, and come in sitting posture. And be ready for performing Shuddhi Kriya. We have learned one Shuddhi Kriya, that is Kapalabhati. So let's practice Kapalabhati now. It is forceful exhalation. Kapalabhati is forceful exhalation. So that we have to perform. So sit in Padmasana, Ardha Padmasana, Swastikasana or Sukhasana. Most important, your back should be straight. Then head straight, eyes closed, hand in Dana Mudra. Inhale, exhale, breathe normally. Take two, three breaths normally. Inhale and start forceful exhalation. Kapalbhati, 20 rounds. Stop. Inhale and exhale. Now be ready for performing Anulom Vilom. Now right hand in Pranam Mudra. We shall do it for 1:2 ratio. We shall follow 1:2 ratio. Inhale for 5 times, 5 counts, and exhale for 10 counts. 5 counts inhale, 10 counts exhale. Let's start. Close your right nostril. Inhale for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale through right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So for 10 counts, you have to exhale. You have to prolong the exhalation. That is required. So continuously go on prolonging. You have to vacate your lung completely. Now follow your practice. Complete 10 rounds of this Anulom Vilom. And you have to stop the practice by exhaling through left nostril. After 10 rounds, stop. Stop practice. Stop practice. Now let's perform Shitali Pranam. I'll explain Shitali Pranam, how to do that, and then benefits of Shitali Pranam. So Shitali Pranam is a cooling breathing exercise. You have to cool down our body. So how to do that? Shitali Pranam. You have to take your tongue out, hold the tongue from both sides. Just you have to prepare tongue like a straw. Inhale through mouth. Close mouth. And now you have to exhale through nose. One more time. Observe me. So this pranayama is very good to be performed in these days, in summer days. You should not perform in cold days because it just reduces the temperature of the body. Whenever you are feeling thirsty, but you are not getting water, then that time also, if you perform this Shitali Pranayama, you can your thirst will be satisfied. So that's what the benefit of this. For high blood pressure person, this is the best pranayama. They should perform this particular pranayama so that their heartbeats will slowly come down and they will be cured from the high blood pressure. So for a person like having some person get annoyed quickly. So for those angry person, this pranayama is very useful. So these are benefits for Shitali Pranayama. There are no contraindications of this. Contraindications are that whenever you are having cold or cough, that time you should not perform this Shitali Pranayama because it will further cool down your body. Correct? So it's very important. So always perform this pranayama whenever your body is normal. That time you have to perform this pranayama. Okay. So let's be ready for Shitali Pranayama. Will perform 5 rounds of Shitali. So you have to take tongue out, hold it with both from both sides, inhale, close the mouth, exhale through nose. 1 round. So perform like this 5 rounds. Stop practice. We shall conclude for the session. Then chant Om 3 times. Check your posture once again. Inhale for Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Join your hands in Namaskar. Rub your palms. Hands on face. Gently massage your face, neck, and open your eyes slowly, gently. Hari Om. Wish you all good day. See you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hari Om.